list of products. So, and in my products, I have lists of t-shirts, images, and I have information on pricing, reviews, things like that. So I've basically got a lot of products that I want to Google to pick up and to put in as product snippets in search results. So in my database, I probably have something that is like a product, and the product would have lots of fields in there like description, image, and name. Some things are compulsory for Google and are needed for Google to recognize it as a listing. So as a product snippet or a merchant listing, so at the very least you need an image, a name, and a description, and you need fewer things for a snippet and more things for a merchant listing, but that's explained on this page here. So you've got a whole list of products or services in your database. You want them to pick up Google. So what this plugin does is it generates this kind of content. So this kind of this sort of JSON stuff down here. This is what Google's bot picks up, and that's the information it uses to put in snippets. So this is just debug. You don't need to show it on the page like this. This is actually embedded into the page. So visually you can't see it. It's basically only seen by the bots. So the way you do that is you add the plugin. Here's the plugin. Structured data for SEO. You on the page, you drag an element. So one of these. This is to be the one you wanted, product. And then on the product, on the page, and you can put this anywhere on the page, you just need to read through this and add the right details. So the way this is done is it's basically loaded the product onto it's basically loaded the product onto this whole group here. But you could be in a repeating group you'd be likely to be in a repeating group, and you'd add one of these elements into each repeating group, and then on that element you just need to feed in a product name. So this has got the name of the product description, an image, and because images in a bubble database, the URL doesn't have the protocol HTTPS in front of it, you need to append it in front. That's if you're getting the images out of a image file type in bubble, which is probably likely. And you can also supply, you must, for a merchant listing, you have to supply one image, but you can provide multiple, and Google will pick up the image which is most suitable by sort of size and it'll pick up the most suitable one. So you can read through there, but you can either supply one image or a list. And then optionally, and you go through these, optionally you can provide a SKU, brand name, color, red pattern. You need to read through this about when and why you would provide a review and aggregate rating. These are just arbitrary numbers, actually. They don't need to be, I'm not saying they don't need to be true, but I'm just saying that whatever you supply for these values is what Google's bot will pick up. And price currency information, and again, just read through the documentation here. If you leave these blank, the plugin will just nicely deal with it nicely. So once you've got this element in and you've populated the values for each product, when Google comes to this page, under the covers, if you view the source, it basically has some markup in here which Google then picks up and then can use that in order to populate it in its search results. It'll put in either a product snippet or a merchant listing. So, and I think just read through this here, and for the detailed information about exactly what Google's looking for when you do product snippets or a merchant listing, read through this link here.